What's going on, everybody? Welcome to, as you can see, on this stormy night, Sinners movie review. I got two movie reviews for you guys, and we're gonna talk about Grand Theft Auto 6 before I get back into some more reactions. Cause I know it's a lot more I need to do. There's a lot more Nintendo stuff I need to do. There's a lot more reactions I need to do, but I wanted to take a minute to do a review for Sinners. Now, Sinners is about Michael B. Jordan's character. This particular character right here, this is Smoke. But Michael B. Jordan plays two characters, twin brothers, Smoke and Sticks, who are Army World War One Army veterans who who are coming home from Chicago after being, I guess, working for the Chicago Mafia, and they come home to start a juke joint. Now, this is during I believe, 1936, 1932. It's during the Jim Crow era. Now, those for my younger audience, if you don't know what the Jim Crow era is, the Jim Crow era was a time in the world where there was several racial laws that implemented from black people doing certain things, like black people couldn't enter the front door, that they go through the back, sit in the back of the bus, stuff like that. That's what the Jim Crow, when you hear about black people having to enter in a black only door in the back, that was Jim Crow laws. It was about segregation, and like we couldn't even get like the same education, same school. It was a lot of things. And certain states didn't have them. Certain states did. They do talk about that in the movie, how like Chicago didn't have Jim Crow laws, but where this movie take place at in Mississippi, they do. I do believe, like I said, this does take place in it's set in 1932, Mississippi Delta. We got a couple of Marvel characters in here other than Michael B. Jordan. We got Hunter B-15, who plays one of the twins' love interest, in particular Smoke. If I'm correct, what was Hunter B-15's name? Annie. Yeah, she plays Annie, which is Smoke's wife, and then you got Haley Staten. I can't. What is it? Stingfield. Haley Stingfield. I don't know why I always try to say Stantonfield, but it's Haley Stingfield, and she played Stax, ex-girlfriend and love interest. So, and there's one more important character to mention, which is Sammy Preacher Boy Moore. That's Smoke and Stack's cousin, and he's an inspiring musician. So, if you guys don't know about Robert Johnson, they talk about him in different mediums and stuff like that. They even did like a whole episode in Supernatural. I think that was season 2. Yeah, I like to believe that was either season 2. It's either season 2 or season 3, but I most likely think it's season 2, called Crossroads, where Sammy or Preacher Boy, he's inspired by the Robert Johnson character, or musician who was famously for the legend of selling his soul to a crossroads demon to get supernatural level abilities to play the guitar and blues. Now, this movie, it centers heavily on blues and racism and stuff like that. Particularly, they let you know, like in the movie, how blues is like certain people through their song has this mystical ability to open the gateway in time. where they song could be so powerful it could bring people from the past and future to one location. Um, and where like if you're that type of person, your song could open like a time rift and bring people from today in 2025 and people from 1932, people from even earlier than that, and to dance and sing with you at that time. And that actually has a cool scene in the movie too. But we follow our main protagonist, Stack and Smoke, as they get ready for the juke joint, and as they put all the pieces together, we get what's it, Slim? I think his name is uh, what's his name? Delta Slim's. Yeah, Delta Slim. He a pianist that's played by Delroy Lindo. I think I said his name right. Uh, he uh he like a pianist they use to get to go along Sammy Boy and stuff like that. So they go by this old sawmill and turn it into a juke joint. They buy it from a supposedly clan member, but we don't know if he's a clan member or not. That part I won't spoil here for you. This is a spoiler free review, so I'll just say the clan does play a role in this movie. So the last part of what this movie is about is that as the day goes and the juke joint gets underway, everything seems to be okay. It seems to be cool. Everything seems to be going good until they attract the unwilling attention of an ancient evil and our villain Remick. Is it Remick or Rim? Yeah, Remick. Yeah, Remick. He's a Irish vampire. He's an ancient vampire too, cause he said he like they make it a point to let you know that he's like older than what you would think he is. He's been at this for a long time, but he's your main villain of the story, and they once they attract his attention, that's when all hell breaks loose, and yeah. So with that said, the movie it was pretty good. I enjoyed the movie. It was better than what I thought it was gonna be. I will say the hype before I saw the movie was just so much hype. Like, cause I seen the movie obviously a little bit late, um, but the hype for this movie, everybody was making this movie be like almost just as good as Black Panther one, where people are going to see it multiple times. People are giving it 1,000 out of 10, praising it like that. For me, it was good, but I wouldn't say it was it was out of this world good. Like, but it was good nonetheless. I did like how they lean heavily into what they do differently from Black Panther is that while Black Panther, the first one and the second one, lean heavily into African culture and stuff like that. This one is heavily rooted in the African American culture here in the States, here in the United States, and what African American people had to go through and life was like during 1932 and the Jim Crow era and the hatred by itself. Um, the movies also have an underlying theme of how I guess you said how people would take something from another race and try to claim it as their own, and that was like the underlying thing. They even used remic as a tool for that storytelling too, like how we know culture appropriation where um, things was taken from not even just us, but maybe Mexicans, Indians, Puerto Ricans, all that type of stuff. Every culture has somebody take something from it and try to appropriate to theirs and say it was theirs, but it really wasn't. And that's an underlying theme of this movie is how in this particular movie it's about how stuff was taken from black people and but said it was theirs, but from from black people to white people, and they said, "Oh, this is ours," but it was really no black people really did that. So that was another theme in the movie. But overall, the movie was good. The acting was really good. I got the acting from Michael B. Jordan. I praise him for how he uh how he played dual twin. He played the dual twins perfectly because they felt different from one another. Like one was like you could tell one was like the goofy slacker, while the other one was the serious, almost like the serious older twin, while the other one was the goofy slacker twin. Um, the I like the acting. Well, this is pretty much my pros of the movie. The acting was very good from everybody all around. I like how they even indoctrinated Louisiana culture with Annie, Smoke's wife. She was she was a practitioner of voodoo, and she used that to protect Stack and Smoke. But everybody had like a deep character meaning. Like everybody wasn't just a character just to be in the movie. Everybody had some type of deep history that you learn about for the most part. Um, I can say characters like Cornbread, they didn't really dive deep into like that, but like anybody similar to like Preacher Boy, and then you got Stacks and Small Annie, Delta, they dive deep into their history. Um, but yeah, I like that part. I like how the this I guess the CGI and all that type of stuff was good. I like the fact that, like I said, how they told the culture of black people in America during the 1932 Jim Crow era. I like that everybody, not just Michael B. Jordan's character, but everybody had like almost everybody had like a deeper thing that we explore in this movie. And overall, it was a good tone, and I really do like it. Now, there's only a couple, maybe like two cons I had about it. The first being uh, Remick. He while his threat, I forgot that. Well, here's a pro and a con. The pro of Remick is that his threat was immaculate. Like I love the threat that he posed. Because once it got going, his threat did present like this thing that they had to overcome, right? It was like this massive hurdle, like because these are people who don't even know nothing about the supernatural world, or at least not enough. Like, because you got I mean not Stat, but you got Smoke, who knows about Annie and the voodoo practitioner and stuff like that, and Annie herself, who knows about the supernatural world. But that was pretty much it. It was only like two people who knew about it, and Annie was like their gateway, like they guide through the supernatural world once things start going downhill. Um, but that was the good part of Remick. The part I didn't really like about Remick was that him as a villain, he was like he was lackluster. He wasn't like compared to how people hyped it up when I seen the movie. Remick didn't come across as a he was an okay villain, but he wasn't a good villain. Like his presence and his evil, his threat was actually better than the person itself. Like I didn't really care for the character him. I didn't really care for him, but his threat was actually better than him himself. Like the threat that he posed, what he did, how he was taking people from people. Um, I do like how the how Preacher Boy. I did this another one too, another pro. I forgot to mention that I do like how Preacher Boy was like made like another central character. He wasn't just like a secondary character or a background character. He was just as much of a protagonist as uh Stack and Smoke. Stack Sticks and Smoke. Um but yeah, so the cons I didn't like was that um Remick as a villain was just a little bit lackluster, and uh let's see what was my other one. Oh, what like with most movies was a pacing issue. Like it did take it did take a while to get to the whole fighting for their lives part. And by when you do get to that, you're like in the middle slash end of the movie because that it literally that whole that when they had to start fighting for their lives, it's only like a good 25 minutes, 30 minutes of the movie. It's like like that's why I say middle end because it's like it starts at the end of the middle. There is one scene that's one my last pro. There, my last pro is that there's one scene that was so amazing though. You'll know when you see it because they talk about it throughout the lot about, and I even mentioned it how they talked about how the music brings everybody from the past and present together when that one special person sings his song or her song. When you get to that scene, you'll see why I say that's scene is amazing. But yeah, Remick as a lackluster villain, the uh the pacing, which is it was a lot of setup, and by the time you get to the stuff, it was like you're already close to the end of the movie, or not super close, but you're close. So I feel like I don't know I feel like maybe just a little bit long because we really didn't get to spend a lot of time with Remick, and for me to say he was like this awesome villain, like we didn't really spend much time with him. That's why I say a pacing issue because not only because how long it took to get to the fighting the vampires part, but also just from the standpoint of that's the reason why I say he's lackluster because we don't spend enough time with Remick. And honestly, that's the only two things I can find wrong with this movie. This movie gets a 7 out of 10 big ups for me. It was good. It was a solid 7 out of 10. There are there's a post credit scene you of sorts. It's a post credit scene. It's a scene that kind of shows you like the epilogue of what happened because there is a certain point towards the end where it's left open ended, and then the post credits or the mid credit scene does tell you like what happened, like whatever happened to these particular two characters. Um, but yeah, it was a cool movie. Solid 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. Um, you let me know in the comments down below though what you thought without spoiling the movie, what you thought of Sinners, and if you enjoyed my review and you want to see more of my reviews, you know what to do. You hit this button. You see my finger is my hand is pointing right here. You'll see it pop up for more of my movie or TV show reviews. If you enjoyed the video so much you want to support the channel, all you gotta do is hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification, but do all those great things because when you do, it supports the channel, helps me get further in my YouTube career. It helps me put more videos out like this. As always, here you on these videos for more of my amazing content. We're going anywhere because I got another movie review, that Thunderbolts, and then we're gonna talk about a little bit about Grand Theft Auto 6. So yeah, peace.